Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Get Out, a 2017 horror directed by Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is an actor and comedian best known for his Key and Peele series on Comedy Central and then on YouTube, because I think Comedy Central cancelled it and then you can only really see it on YouTube now. That's where I first knew these guys. Their stuff is some of the funniest skit content you can ever find. Key and Peele sketches. This is his directorial debut, and he goes on to direct Us and Nope later, which means he's now properly a director. He's not just a washed up comedian. Now he's properly changed careers here. And I don't know about Us and Nope, but I did like this movie, Get Out. I barely recognize any of the actors. Looking up their movies, there's nothing significant, but one of them, Daniel Kaluuya, he's in a bunch of movies, and I do know him from Black Mirror. He's in the one where they cycle in the cubes, and then they go on to like this talent show if you win right at the end. Before we get to the movie, quick spoiler warning. There is a plot twist and secret motives and a mystery and stuff like that. So if you want to watch this movie, watch it now and come back to this. Or if you want to hear my summary, I'm going to leave things out. It's not going to be everything detail by detail. You will get the basis and you can still watch it later and it'll still be amazing. So it starts off with a kidnapping. Perfect start to a movie in my opinion. We meet Chris and his girlfriend, and he visits his girlfriend's parents, and he's worried about the interrace relationship that he's going to have with them, because he's black and she's white and her parents are white, and you know people around that age typically very racist. But they arrive and the parents are super cool. Her brother is a little bit of a dick, but anyway, the weird part is the staff. They all act very strange, like the NPC stuff that's been trending recently. Very weird behavior. Chris tries hypnosis with mom, and she sends him to the sunken place, and he wakes up in his bed. Very powerful scene, both in plot and the actor's acting abilities, because Chris really puts on a fucking performance and a half. Wow. Chris talks to Walter, one of the staff, who is definitely not an alien trying to come off as a human. Then a big-ass party with the typical not racist but saying racist things kind of crowd. She talks to the female staff member, I forget her name, and she has what I can only describe as a psychotic break. This is probably the best scene in the whole movie. He takes a picture of the only other black guy at the party, and his nose bleeds, he freaks out, and he tells Chris to get out. And here's where I was suspecting some of the plot, which I was correct with. Then the dad starts auctioning Chris to the guests. As you do, nothing weird about that at all. We discover that the guy who freaked out at the party was actually someone from Chris's hometown, who was definitely a lot different and definitely fucking went missing. He then finds pictures of his girlfriend with a lot of different black guys. And if you haven't figured it out already, cat's out of the bag. Everyone is in on it. Chris is knocked out and held hostage somewhere. Cut to Chris's friend, and he figures out Chris is in big trouble and goes out to help him. So it turns out that the entire family, the girlfriend included, runs Coagula, which is this program to brainwash black people into becoming, quote, part of the family, and sells them, I think. So not slavery, brainwashing, and then selling them. So it's like advanced slavery, I guess. Chris escapes the captivity because he's a fucking beast, no pun intended if you've watched the movie. Ron saves his ass, and they drive off into the sunset. We are missing a lot of context because there is a bunch of killing, and it's not actually driving off into the sunset because it's the middle of the night, but you get what I mean. Watch it for yourself if you want to see everything, but that's all you need to know for now. In typical horror fashion, it starts out slow, starts out with a very eerie vibe, because let's say Chris hits a deer and the deer haunts him, but that's actually not the scary part. It like misleads you. Very clever about that, by the way. Then it got weirder and weirder. At the party, everyone is in red, but Chris is the only one wearing blue, for example. There's one fucked moment where Chris goes upstairs, and then everyone at the party suddenly stops talking and listens to where he's going, like listen to his footsteps. I've never seen anything like that. It's so disturbing, but like, it's not scary. It's just weird and so weird. It's so disturbing, yeah. There are some subtle racial themes in the movie, and then they become huge racial themes, and it becomes like the whole thing. And then I wonder if it's not a metaphor for something else, like let's say someone entering a new culture and then completely changing, and then another person from the outside comes in and sees them, and then they look so alien because they were so different, or like they're so different to what they used to. So it's like cultural brainwash, but in this movie it's literal. You know what I mean? That's my analysis. I think that's a pretty good theory if there's some underlying thing. So if this is all a metaphor, you know. The dialogue was amazing because when it was funny, it was really funny. There was nothing super cliche. Oh, so lame. Oh, bore fest. No, it was all really good. The shots were brilliant too. Like the intro had, well, the like kidnapping intro. There was one cut in total, which makes it 2 shots in the whole intro, which is 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'm not too sure, but still. I only noticed after it was done. I was like, wait, they followed him throughout the whole, because he was walking. They followed him everywhere. They didn't cut to different angles. They moved around him. It's so cool. It's really, really impressive. Music-wise, nothing stood out, but we aren't all Pirates of the Caribbean here, okay? But the silence in certain areas added to the suspense. When it was silent, it was like, I'm shitting my pants. So with that all being said, I rate this movie a 9 out of 10. Everything was solid. Everywhere. It was scary. It was fun. There were plot twists. There was action. I think this one's pretty good. I enjoyed this. 9 out of 10. Listen, I knew Jordan was a talented actor, Jordan Peele. I knew he was good because his comedy was top notch. Him and Keegan, dude, they are probably the 2 funniest people I've ever watched. But then he goes and directs this. And it goes to show he's a great writer because he wrote this movie. And he's a great director. He's just a talented guy in general. It's like Childish Gambino. He started acting first and he did music too. There's some talented people out there, I tell you. Very talented. But yeah, if there's any movies you want me to review, let me know. And I'll get to them ASAP. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Catch you later. Bye.